Hello, I'm Zander. I'm a student of the University of Pretoria, and I will be doing the Celebrating the Brain assignment of the subject OPV 120. My name is Zander. My student number is U23550423. This is the brain that I made. This is the brain I made using household items. I chose to use an egg carton to make my brain. I took an egg carton, I cut it up using scissors. I then pasted it onto some paper, and then I used different colored markers and pen to draw the lines and to color it in to separate the sections of the brain. The brain is divided into many parts. It is divided into the left and the right side of the brain. I'm doing, however, the horizontal side. The left side of the brain, which deals with intelligence, which deals with IQ, and the right side of the brain, which deals with emotional capability and so on. The pink part of the brain is the frontal lobe. It controls the motor functions, your personality, concentration, and your social behavior. The yellow part is the parietal lobe. It controls sensory perception, which is touch, temperature, pain, spatial awareness of where your objects and your body parts are, and as well as attention. The green here is the temporal lobe. It handles with auditory processing, like sound. It has a little bit of visual processing to identify uh, objects, and it has social processing. The blue is the occipital lobe. It has visual perception, mainly of color perception and object recognition and visual memory. The orange here is for the cerebellum. It deals with motor coordination, which includes balance and posture, timing and rhythm, and as well as emotional regulation. And this part here is the spinal cord. It transmits information from the brain to the rest of the body. It controls your motor functions, your reflexes, and simple movements. It transfers the nerve signals from the brain to the rest of the brain and tells the body what to do. Uh, three aspects I found interesting while creating this is that the brain isn't, each part of the brain is different, yet it works together. There are many parts of the brain that overlaps. For example, the green, the temporary, and the yellow, the parietal lobe, which both deal with sensory perception. They aren't mutually exclusive to one another. They work together, which is unique. The brain is adaptable. It can adapt to many different situations, which I find interesting. And the final thing is that the brain can be trained. Research shows that the brain can be trained to better your motor functions, your reflexes, or even something like your sight or your hearing. Two questions I have about the brain is the nature of consciousness. While I was doing research for the brain, it's hypothesized that the consciousness of the brain is somewhere within the frontal lobe, uh, somewhere within the hippocampus, which should be here somewhere in the frontal lobe. We don't really know where consciousness lies. Scientists expect that it's somewhere here in the hippocampus. Also, something that I have a question of is how we learn. It's certain parts of the brain is used for certain information, yet we don't really know how it makes that connection. One one aspect I found very interesting about this is how we learn and how we study. It's like all these different parts of the brain, whether that be your frontal lobe for your concentration, your temporary lobe for the auditory sensation, whether it be your blue occipital lobe for the visual. It's many parts of the brain come together to help us learn and study, which I found very interesting. And that is my project. Thank you very much.